Hey, let's go from unbearable pain to cruelty incarnate. Number 9. Swedish drink. We're not talking about any Swedish specialty or gastronomy here. Nope. Schwedentrunk is the name given by the Germans victims of this Swedish punishment during the 30 Years' War. Invented by bored and unpaid Swedish troops and used to convince their victims to hand over their money, the drink consisted of feces, urine, and manure that was force-fed through a funnel to a tied victim whose belly would inflate 3 times its normal size. And if that wasn't convincing enough, they would beat the human body bag with sticks and spears until it burst like a piñata. Yeah, top 3 Swedish inventions next to Bluetooth and IKEA. Number 10, the Strappado. Did you ever try to scratch your back only to realize your arms can't go that far? Now imagine that, but having your entire body weight forcing you to go further than your body should. Used during medieval time and in the Spanish Inquisition, it involves tying the victim's hands together behind their back and suspending them by a pulley system high in the air, which puts all the stress on the shoulder sockets and dislocates them, causing immense pain. And if they feel a little more creative, additional weight is tied to the feet, and the victim is dropped until the rope catches them, causing a jerk so strong it could rip your arms off. Number 8, Pear of Anguish. Remember those tools the dentist used to keep your mouth open? Now imagine a pear, made of metal, that expands. You can probably see where I'm going with this. The Pear of Anguish was a medieval tool that would be inserted in the victim's orifice, and then expanded by turning a key. The choke pear would stretch, and stretch the jaw or anus, causing agony. By the end of it, you would either not be able to eat anymore or use the toilet properly. Number 7, Judas Cradle. Imagine a chair shaped like a pyramid and being tied and forced to rest your back door on the tip of that pyramid. Yeah, medieval people were pretty messed up in the head. Your own weight would slowly make the tip penetrate deeper and deeper, causing internal injuries and bleeding until you confessed for whatever crimes or blasphemy you were accused of. And if you're the skinny type, don't worry. Additional weights can be added so you can enjoy the full experience. Number 6.5, Spanish donkey. Yeah, it's the same thing as Judas Cradle, but instead of a pyramid, it's another triangular device. Oh, and weights are also a bonus. Number 6, the rack. Also known as the ultimate stretcher, this device is a big wooden frame with multiple giant rolling pins that are attached to the victim's wrists and ankles. A handle is used to progressively turn the rolling pins to stretch the victims and make them taller. Just kidding, it actually dislocated your elbows, shoulders, hips, and knees and caused excruciating pain. And if you're really unlucky or too stubborn to spit out your secrets, you'd get stretched so much, your muscle fibers would lose the ability to contract, meaning they'd be useless for the rest of your life. Number 5, Keelhauling. It's in the name, hauling over the keel. The process was reserved to punish and make an example out of the worst sailors. And to do that, the criminal is tied by one end to a rope that is looped around the ship before tying it to the other end. The sailor is then thrown into the sea while his ex-colleagues pull on the rope to drag him under the keel. Usually, the victim also gets lacerated by the barnacles that cover the ship's hull. But if you're lucky to escape that fate, you still have to get over the back-breaking hill, risk drowning in seawater, and getting your head banging. Number 4, drawn, hanged, and quartered. If you had the misfortune to commit treason to the Kingdom of England under King Edward, you would be condemned to a series of cruel acts. First, you'd be tied to a horse and paraded to the execution place. Then, you'd be hanged, but not until death, then emasculated, disemboweled, decapitated, and finally, each of your limbs are tied to horse that will go in opposite directions to dismember you. Your remains will also be displayed across the country as a warning for others. Yeah, these people are creatively messed up. Number 3, rat tortures. Like us, rats like meat and hate heat. Put those two together and you got rat torture. By trapping some rodents in a bucket that's pressed on the victim's belly and putting hot charcoal on top, the rats will do anything to escape the heat, including gnawing and clawing into your soft skin and squishy bowel in order to get refuge in your comfy body. The torture could go on for an hour until you eventually pass out from the unimaginable pain and die. An even worse version used a tube to insert the rats into your back door, The results were the same, but shittier. Number 2, gridiron / boiled alive. Everybody loves a good barbecue, right? But what if the grill was human-sized, and you were the meat being burned alive? That's what gridiron is, literally being burned alive on a hot metal grill. The worst part about this punishment is the time it'll take you to finally die. Because your nerves burn pretty quickly, you only feel atrocious pain at the beginning, after which you're just waiting for the end. The same fate awaits you if you get boiled alive, which can take up to 2 hours until you get transformed into soup to atone for your sins. Number 1, Poena Cullei. If you killed your dad during the Roman period, a fitting punishment would be to put you into a giant leather bag with a monkey, a chicken, a snake, a dog, and sew it shut before throwing the whole package into the sea. Yeah, I don't even know how they came up with this one. As the sack gets submerged, water starts to slowly infiltrate it, and everybody in it starts to panic and feel endangered. The monkey goes bananas and starts hitting everything. The chicken tries to fly, the dog barks and starts cereal biting, and the snake too. In the end, everyone dies without air and in extreme pain. Kinda sad they'd kill the animals even though they're innocent and have nothing to do with your dad. That's all for today. Subscribe so I don't become homeless.